Welcome everyone to Nikki Loves Books. I'm Nikki and today we do have a Bookish Box unboxing. I believe the last Bookish Box we had was the adult February 2023 Bookish Box, so I'm going to assume this is the young adult March 2023 Bookish Box. But as usual, they don't really tell me, they just say like something's on the way. It's August and we have yet to get March, April, May, June, July. Like, it feels like they're catching up, but they're still 6 months behind. So I don't actually know if they're catching up, but I hope they are because I want my boxes. Anyways, let's go ahead and just open this and see what we got. Okay, and I was correct. This is the Young Adult March 2023 Bookish Box. We're going to go ahead and go through our newsletter really quick and then move on to the fabulous items we have. Right off the bat is a welcome to Bookish Box. Here are your Bookish Box choices. There's a lot of choices here. If you want to get the book only, the book and goodies, and t-shirt. So it's just welcome to Bookish Box. This is what we got for you. Yay you. Then it goes into the items that we have for the young adult box, which we're not going to go over right now because I read them to you when I show you the items. They do have exclusive behind the box information. Then we find out everything about the adult box of the month because it's the same newsletter for both boxes. We'll definitely be skipping that because we're not going to talk about that until we get the adult box for March. Then we got a word puzzle, which is always fun. Our Spotify playlist, which is a must. Our emotional support book buddies. We got a kitty and 3 puppies this month. And then some information about the Bookish Box social media. And that is it for our newsletter. But there's one thing we need to go over before we get to our items, and that is a reminder of the theme for this month's box. And our theme for our March 2023 Young Adult Bookish Box is Mesmerizing Magic. First item we have, City of Brass inspired book page holder. Here is our beautiful book page holder. So I was not expecting something so beautiful. I was expecting a small piece of wood with maybe an engraving in it, but this has some serious details that I am loving. The other thing that I love about this is that it's big. I already have a wooden book page holder, but it's like not even half the size. It's like a third. And for a bigger book, it doesn't help too much, and I'm still end up putting a lot of pressure. So if you guys are a little confused about what this is, you put your thumb in between it and it helps keep the book open. So let me show you. So I just grabbed a random book on my bookshelf, but there we go. So instead of me having to use 2 hands or to put a lot of pressure on my thumb to keep these pages open, I can easily just use this holder and it becomes infinitely easier. My thumb isn't hurting. It's just a nice solution. And again, because this one is big, it works for big hardback books. So I am already in love with this. I like useful items that are just really pretty and cute. So the details about our book page holder, inspired by S.A. Chakraborty's The City of Brass, this specially crafted wooden page holder helps keep your book open while you read. Designed by the awe-inspiring at No One Designs. I have not read The City of Brass yet. It is on my to-be-read list, which of course is like 3,000 books long. I'm sure I'll get to it, hopefully before I die. Next up, we have Poison Study inspired enamel pin. I don't remember the last time I've received an enamel pin from Bookish Box. This is typically something we see in Owlcrate, but it's been a minute since we've had one from Bookish Box. And this is a very beautiful enamel pin. There's some glitter around the words, which I love glitter, so I'm not opposed to it. Have a drink, my love. Maria V. Snyder, this Poison Study inspired enamel pin took our breath away. Designed by the amazing at Bluely Boo. I have not read the Poison Study series yet. I do believe I ordered the special edition from one of the book companies and it has yet to get to me. But once I get it, I am looking forward to reading it eventually. So I'm not crazy about enamel pins. I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with them where I'm like, they're really pretty and super cute sometimes, but they're not really useful. So I don't know how I really feel about them. I do end up keeping most of them and they're just kind of in a drawer. I would love to know your thoughts. Do you guys keep the enamel pins? Do you use them? Do you put them on backpacks? I think that's my problem. I'm not in school, so I don't have a backpack to use. But maybe there's another way that I can display them because I do think a lot of them are really pretty. Next, we have An Heir Comes to Rise inspired candle. I usually enjoy the Bookish Box candle, so I'm looking forward to this. So here is our candle, and I really like the design. But the coolest thing is it looks like you're gonna get different scents. So there's 2 different scents. So it says, set the mood for your next magical read with the spicy aroma of honey and tonka or citrus agave with one of our 2 6-ounce candles offered. Inspired by An Air Comes to Rise, designed by the talented at Chloe Cecilia Creative. So my candle is the citrus agave. We're gonna go ahead and give it a whiff. I'm actually really happy I got the citrus agave just because I'm not always the biggest fan of tonka, and I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. It's a very interesting word of Tonka, and I'm like, tonka? But I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it. I just make shit up. Regardless, sometimes I've been really iffy if that is a scent in any of my candles. The citrus agave, as you guys can imagine, is not a very strong scent, which is one of the reasons why I like the Bookish Box candles. They tend to do a pretty good job of having scent, but not to the point where you're like nasally offended. I'm very sensitive to scents, and sometimes they can give me instant migraines or make me feel nauseated, but I have not had a bad experience with any of the Bookish Box candles. And I will say that the scent is not my favorite, but it's not horrible either. Next, we have a Bookish pin tassel. And that is so ironic considering I was just talking about I don't know what the hell to do with my pins. And so this is their answer. So it is a tassel that you can attach to a purse or a bag, and you can put your pins on it, and obviously it's made for it, so it's not like you're wrecking the leather. This Bookish pin tassel is a cute and fun way to showcase your love of pins by attaching it to either your purse or backpack to hang. Switch out the pins as you please, designed by at the Bookish Box. It's clever. I don't know if I'm a huge fan. I think it would have been better as black, just to kind of have a black background so that way any pin matches versus brown. But regardless, cute idea, not executed as well as I like. It kind of seems very cheap. Next up, we have our Wonderless window, and it says Camp Half-Blood, which I believe is from the Percy Jackson series, but I haven't read it, so I'm not entirely sure. I just remember Camp Blood being associated with that, but I could be totally wrong. So here is our Wonderlust window. It's got Pegasus. What is the prolo of Pegasus? Pegasi? I don't even know. But anyway, there's 3. There's 3 Pegasus. They're beautiful. I want one. So our Wonderlust window, introducing the 3rd Wonderlust window to be featured in our young adult box. This month's 2023 collectible Wonderlust window is inspired by Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. Okay, cool, I was right. Providing a glimpse into Camp Half-Blood, designed by at Gabriel Ragusi. I am liking them. I still have yet to hang them up somewhere in my office. I think this is a really neat idea. It's a clever way to have some bookish artwork on our walls. And our last physical bookish item before we get to our main event is, of course, the art print. And if you guys do not recognize these characters, is Leia and Elias from An Ember in the Ashes series, which I highly recommend. It's such a good series. Our April 2023 young adult theme announcement by the esteemed at Natalie Bernard Art, featuring Leia and Elias from An Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir. Next month's theme will give you goosebumps. And I don't know what it is. That is one thing that drives me crazy. It's not on the art print, which, fair, I don't really want it on the art print because then it would ruin the art for me. I just like these. But then they don't put it in the newsletter either. So I do not know what the theme is for our next young adult books. They just say, oh, this is our theme announcement. I'm like, I don't know what this means. I love these characters, but I do not know what your theme is. And yes, I know they send out emails. I try not to read the emails because I like being surprised when I got my boxes, but there's no shame if you read the emails. I just don't. So that is it for all our bookish items, with the exception of course, the book. I would say out of these items for this box, my favorite one would have to be the candle, followed closely by the book page holder, just because it was beautiful and super useful. I really like the candle though because I'm a book, candle, and coffee girl. Now for our main event, our book this month is a beautiful one called These Bitter Blooms by Emma Hamm. Really like this purple and gold. It is so pretty. On the back, she was nothing, could be nothing. for she was the world inside a small seed of a body waiting to bloom. Our featured title is These Bitter Blooms by Emma Hamm. In a world where magic means power, a small gift is a curse. Thea was not blessed with power. Her gift of devouring plants and absorbing their hidden abilities does not make her stand out amongst her peers. Until a young man from the other side of the river sees something in her that no one else has seen before. When his family mercilessly strikes at her pride, he makes a point to ease the sting. Alistair is not like his family. He has no interest in magic or wealth. He can see through the veil of the world into the fairy realm, and that has no use in his family. He never understood the desire to write to the girl across the river, but she turns his world of gray into a life of color. The first opportunity he meets with her, the second he falls in love, and the third he knows he wants to marry her. Until the cities across the river go to war. Their lives are shattered, ripped apart, and thrown asunder. Then 10 years later, a chance meeting brings them back together. At first, I was like, I don't know if this is up my alley, and then it's love, and it's hopefully love reunited. I don't know, but I am very intrigued. Hopefully this book won't be too sad, because the book I'm currently reading is a heart-wrenching true event story about the Holocaust. So as you guys can imagine, it's very, very depressing, which is probably not great for me because I'm very depressed anyway because I don't have a job, but it's okay. It's okay. Regardless, I look forward to getting to this book as soon as I'm done with my current one. It sounds like it might be a beautiful love story with a second chance. So our exclusive luxe edition, of course, is an exclusive cover. It is signed by the author. Reversible dust jacket art. Exclusive foiled hardcover case. Stenciled sprayed edges, which I really like the ombre effect. And then end paper artwork as well. So that is all the details of our exclusive edition of These Bitter Blooms. And that is it for our March Young Adult Bookish Box. Thank you all so much for being here. If you guys are wondering what's next for Nikki Loves Books, I do have another book review that I'm working on now. I am still putting together the recap of Queen of Shadows that will be coming out, but do realize I am very focused on trying to find another source of income since being laid off. It hasn't even been a full month and unemployment is up my butt. So I need to make sure that I am on it and searching for a job with as much time as I can during the day. So as always, I'm super grateful for all your patience with me. Make sure you guys are all subscribed to join me for more bookish fun.